hopefully if Adi sir is also watching this interview, please ask him to make the movie Dulhan.
And you see what he did, na? He just made me his Dulhan instead of doing the film.
But now he can make that film.
Films was not really looked up upon or looked cool enough for anybody to pursue at the time that I was getting into films. And I was pretty, I would say, embarrassed to say that I'm from the film industry at that point of time. For somebody like me who's short, who does not have a really fair complexion, has a voice which is so unique, not very heroine friendly voice.
Yeah, that point.
Yes, at that point in the industry, if you get struck with an image or you get stuck with it, there is no turning, and then the audience only wants to see you in a particular film. I think a film is incomplete without the female cast.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's also what you choose to do. Our film industry is not really comprising only of 5 to 10 stars or 5 to 10 filmmakers.
A name that has resonated with you for the last 25 years. A name that is a strong emotion in the minds of everybody in the country. A name that embodies the age of relevance today. She's the OG queen, and I'm sitting with Rani Mukherjee, who's joined me for a conversation only on Bollywood Bubble as she completes 25 years in the business. 25 years is a huge number,
Right.
But let's just first start off by saying that you started at the age of 16.
Right.
And you know, the first film, not many people know that you were supposed to do your film when you were 15 and a half.
Yeah.
And at that point,
I think 14, 15.
14, 15, and your father didn't want you to
Yes.
do the first film, like
Yes.
not at that age. What
Yeah.
was the whole situation? Did you
Actually, more than my father, I think I didn't want to do it because I was just so young. I was in my, I think, 10th, and they came with me with a film called Aag Gale Lag Ja.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, Salim uncle, what's wrong with you? How can I be in films? And because I actually, for some strange reason, always believed that I didn't have any qualities that make for a movie star.
Yeah.
You know, at that time, because I've grown up watching Sridevi and Madhuri and Rekha Ji and Juhi and all these screen goddesses who have graced our Indian cinema, Zeenat Aman, Parveen Babi, you know, the list is endless. Nutan Ji, Nargis Ji. And for somebody like me who's short, who does not have a really fair complexion, has a voice which is so unique, not very heroine friendly voice.
Yeah, that point.
Yes, at that point. So I think I never really believed that I could, you know, be on silver screen and, you know, do the works. But I think you have all these notions broken by God. You know, when God kind of decides some things for you, these things really don't matter. So I would like to thank my mom officially. Yeah, I want to thank my mom officially that she realized my dream even before I could, and I think that's what moms are for, you know. And she is the one who actually believed in me much before I could believe in myself. And the fact that she insisted that I do a film, thank God for that. And I think I've just been blessed, because from a person who didn't want to be an actor to an actor who's completed 25 years, I think I've come a long way. But yeah, truly, I just feel fortunate enough to be having the correct guidance in form of my mom, who was able to make me realize the fact that I was getting an opportunity to be in films. And at that time, probably I was naive. I was from this school or in an atmosphere where youngsters never looked upon films as a career choice. Films was not really looked up upon or looked cool enough for anybody to pursue at the time that I was getting into films. And I was pretty, I would say, embarrassed to say that I'm from the film industry at that point of time. But such goes how life is today. There's every kid who wants to be a part of the entertainment industry, everybody who wants to openly say that, oh, I want to be in films, and it's considered so cool today. And you know, going into the movie business for a lot of youngsters today is a proper career option, which is great.
Which wasn't the case.
Which wasn't the case back then. And I think, thankfully, I think all the myths that I had that I could not be a movie star was broken, and I would only give credit to the audience to have accepted me the way I am, and to have embraced my, I would say, shortcomings and made me the movie star that I am today.
You know, everybody knows that you're an accidental actor. You come from a family who had the Filmalaya studios.
Yes.
But there was no privilege. Not
No.
many people actually know that when you debuted, your father was going through one of the toughest times in his
Yes.
life as well.
Yes.
And you have created an empire from there on your own merit, on your own accord. How do you feel living your mom and dad's dream, and the time when, you know, when people do feel that she comes from a film family, but they don't know the kind of
actually
problems that were
people
there.
should understand that people in the film industry, not all are, you know, privileged.
Yeah.
People are poor also in film families. People come from humble backgrounds also if they're attached. Today, the film industry is different because there's a lot of corporatization in the business today. But that time, people would sell their homes to just release a film. Producers were left on the roads because like they didn't have money to make another film. And so many times there have been families that have been destroyed and come on the streets because there was no other means. And our film industry is not really comprising only of 5 to 10 stars or 5 to 10 filmmakers. Our film industry is an industry that has thousands of people who work in an industry depending on the work that is being churned out day in and day out. And there are a lot of people who are trying to make ends meet. Being from a film family always does not really speak of any, you know, privilege. At the time that I came into the industry, I think Salim uncle, who saw me, didn't take me because I'm somebody's daughter or somebody's niece, but I was taken because he thought that I probably had the spark to probably be able to face the camera. And I did have to give an audition, and the director and the DOP liked the way I looked, and I think Salim uncle was confident enough. And I think all actors who make it big in the industry are all newcomers when they start off, and they start somewhere. And it was the same case with me, that I started and I worked I've worked on myself. I worked very hard throughout my career, and I'm happy that today I have fans who support me through thick and thin. You know, like you.
Absolutely, always. I am very proud as an Indian, as a Bengali, that you come from that generation. Also as a 90s kid, you know, because we've lived through you guys on screen. I want to ask you that, you know, the choices that you made back then, they were revolutionary today. वो बोलते हैं ना, एक अंजू महेंद्रू का एक डायलॉग था डर्टी पिक्चर में कि आज जो तुम कर रही हो वो बगावत है, कल को इसी को लोग आज़ादी कहेंगे. You have done films like Hey Ram, Raja Ki Aayegi Baarat, even a Badal and a Bichu, which was supposedly going to be we didn't have women doing action at that point, and you did that in those films, you know. Some of them didn't work, but it propelled you in a way. Were there any, before, you know, that big move happened, and there were like, I remember that there were 3 back-to-back award seasons where you were the best actor, best critics actor, everything. So, before that industry opening up to that idea of Rani Mukherjee, were there days where तब वो होता था ना कि ये movie चलती है कि नहीं चलती है? Were there low days which you had to battle?
Of course, I think as an actor, I would be lying and saying that I'm not greedy for adulation. Of course I am, because as an actor, that's what I live for. That when I sign a film, or when I'm doing a film, or when I'm performing, I want the audiences to give me a thumbs up. I want my audience, my fans, to say that I did justice to the role, and that if I've done a comedy film, I want them to laugh their guts out. If I've done an emotional film, I want them to cry so much that they have tissue papers lying around them. So when I'm doing a dancing film, I want them to dance on top of the seat and enjoy, you know. And if I'm doing action, they should feel that I've done justice to that as well. Absolutely. So for me, I think doing films is not just an ordinary, just a profession that I'm going and doing my job. It's also something that I'm responsible towards my fans, that I need to be able to do my very best, to the best of my ability, to make my audience believe that I'm that character. And that's what I love about the work that I've done, because I like to be versatile. If I'm doing a Bunty Bubbly 2 now, my next film is Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. Before this it was Mardani, before that it was Hichki. So I would like to always break the stereotype and not be molded in an image, because in the industry, if you get struck with an image or you get stuck with it, there is no turning, and then the audience only wants to see you in a particular film. Luckily for me, because I have done such diverse roles, the audience waits for the kind of film that I want to do. Because they're like, okay, what is she doing next now? What is she going to come looking like, or what is she going to do next. So I think I like that relationship that I have with my audience, that they are looking forward to each film of mine to see what I'm doing, and that's a challenge I have for myself, that I challenge myself with each script that I kind of say yes to.
You have been a rule breaker. You've never conformed to the industry norms. I remember there was a point of time in the 90s when actresses had a shelf life. Today, when I say that you are the face of the age of relevance that we have today, I genuinely mean it, because I remember interviewing you during Hichki, if I am not wrong.
Yeah.
And I remember interviewing you during Mardani 1.
Right.
And Mardani 1 ke time you had just got married, and then there was this whole thing that she's gotten married, she's coming back, what will happen?
Right.
And it became like one of the biggest hits of the year, to be honest. And also the entire space from where you've come, Mardani, Hichki, Mardani 2, these are movies. I don't see any other actor from that generation actually delivering the numbers that you do in a solo film as well,
Right.
I want to know that there are so many rules that you broke. Married actors have a shelf life, mothers have a shelf life. Your films open well and they do really great numbers, like solo heroine films. Unfortunately, even if they get that acceptance, it's very difficult to have a certain number, but they always raise the bar for others. Have you seen, how do you take that?
I am just saying thank you, Baba, that is happening, and I just hope that it keeps happening.
But how many times have people come and told you, how many times have you heard those adages that come with Bollywood, that shelf life, ye, wo?
Yeah, but I don't look at it like that, because for me personally, I feel as an actor, I have to look like my character.
Yeah.
Until the day I look like my character and if there's a believability there, then age is no factor actually.
Absolutely.
Today if I do a tattoo waliye, I know that I have to look my best. I can't be looking in a certain way that people question why am I doing a song like that. So it's important that with each film of yours, with each character that I play, I have to look that part. Like when I do a Mardani, I want to look like Shivani Shivaji Roy. And when I'm doing Bunty Bubbly, I want to be like Vimmi. I want to be the mad her, the crack her.
I was just telling, your clothes have to be that way.
Exactly. So I think if that's intact and if that is in place, then I don't think the audiences should have an issue, because from where I see it, there were married actresses working in cinema even back then, whether it was Dimple Kapadia, Sharmila Tagore, they were all doing it. So I don't think there's anything new that I'm doing. I think it's something that people choose to forget. But we have instances, and Hema ji, so many actresses have always worked, being pregnant. I've heard stories of them being, pregnant and shooting a film. So I think it is just a myth that people think that married actresses or actresses with children can't really make it in films, and their shelf life is there. But it's important to create and carve your own niche and carve your own space, so that people remember you for who you are, and that they don't remember you that you were like somebody else.
Absolutely. One thing that has happened with you, I genuinely mean it, you've been the face of all paradigm shifts, and most of the paradigm shifts, I know 60s, 70s, like you said, there have been many women working, but the number has been very few and far in between. But from the time you started this, the number has only increased. You've been part of all these paradigm shifts that have happened in the industry, whether in terms of content, treatment towards women. I feel that women are taken more seriously today, and you have been a very strong face in that. Like, how does it feel when people come and tell you that? Because एक point पे होता है, 90s में भी वो होता था कि मतलब male actors were given more preference, treatment was different, but today that's not the case, and you've changed that.
For me, I always believe, Nandeep, and this is truly, I feel that women were given equal opportunities even back then. If you see films like Mother India, Bandini, so many of the films, I think a film is incomplete without the female cast.
Absolutely.
And it's also what you choose to do, as your characters. Obviously in an action film which is going to be about one particular protagonist, the others will not get that much meat in a role. So it's always about the story, it's always about what character are you doing in that particular story, because in a story the protagonist could be the boy and girl, or it could be only the boy, or could be only the girl. So it depends on what are you choosing for yourself. And I've always believed that if I'm getting attracted to a character, that definitely means that as an audience, I would like to watch that.
Yeah.
You know, and as a person, I think because I am the way I am, very strong-willed and a strong person, willed person, I think I get attracted to those kind of roles as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Before going, I want to ask you one last question, which is, you know, has there ever been a point where you've been told by people around you, well-wishers also, that don't do this film for some reason, and you've gone ahead and done it, and the results have shocked them?
Many times.
Which ones?
I can't say.
I think for Black, maybe, no?
No, no, no. Black was always a given. Like, I just feel blessed that Sanjay thought I could pull that off.
Listen, you were fantastic.
I know, but
You deserve an Oscar for that, I'm genuinely saying, without any bias.
but yeah, but see, for somebody like Sanjay, and that's why they are directors and they are who they are in their field, because they actually select us because they believe that we can actually deliver what they want.
Absolutely.
Like as an actor, if somebody would have come to me with a role like that or asked me what is your dream role, I don't think I would have ever said that I would like to play a character like Black, you know, because I wouldn't ever imagine it.
Yeah.
Forget playing the role. But it is the directors who have had so much faith in me as an artist that they have challenged me with certain roles where I have challenged myself and I've gone ahead. Because as a person, I've always been that go-getter ki I have to do this, you know, and I have to do this to the best of my ability. And that's also happened because I never wanted to be an actor. So it's always been that fight within me that, you know, I have to be able to do this to the best of my ability, you know. So I think that way, I've been fortunate that my directors have thought me worthy of playing all those roles that I played.
But you know, I hope and pray that you keep on doing more films, and we will always have a generation that will say that we belong to the generation of Rani Mukherjee, and we are so
sweet.
proud of that.
Thank
and
you.
I hope you do more and more. And hopefully, if Adi sir is also watching this interview, please ask him to make the movie Dulhan finally now. अब तो बना ही लेते हैं वो movie, because I know that has been one film that you guys were supposed to do for the longest time.
And you see what he did, na? He just made me his dulhan instead of doing the film.
But now he can make that film.
Okay.
But thank you so much, ma'am, and
Thank you.
for always being this warm and welcoming self to me. It's a different feeling. I wait कि कब आएगी आपकी movie and when I can meet you. I genuinely say this, and I will always say this, that you occupy the biggest piece of my heart, and that's for sure.
I love you.
Love you too.